At what stage did you get the sense that it could be a really big night?
Probably when I looked up and there was still 8 overs to go, and I think I was on 80 or 90. I didn't really realise how long there was left. I think I've made that mistake a few times playing in the IPL. Just kept going and basically swinging until I was out. But probably played areas that are a little bit smarter tonight. I knew if I missed time when they were going to be going either in the gap or I was able to spend a bit more time with the non-strikers then, I suppose.
Did you put yourself under the pump a bit by suggesting a week ago that batting at the top of the order when the field's up and the ball's hard should be pretty easy to score runs? That was a post you sent to Aaron?
Not at all. Not at all. I just tried to prove it.
So batting at the top of the order, you would welcome that opportunity and a chance to get in there when the field's up?
Yeah, I actually had a chat to Greg Blewett a couple of days ago, and I was after Finchy obviously hurt his finger. I spoke to him. I said, "Geez, I'd love a crack at the top of the order." And sure enough, a couple of days later, Bull gave me the tap on the shoulder and said I was going to be up the top with him. So I was really excited about it and looking forward to the opportunity. I really enjoy batting at the top of the order in T20 cricket. I find like it's easy to get into your innings. When you're in the middle order, you have to be proactive the whole time, and it seems like if you get out playing a big shot at that stage of the game, it sort of all falls on your shoulders. So at the top of the order, you've got a little bit more freedom to, I suppose, get yourself into the game and yeah, just play pretty normal cricket shots without taking too many risks. You only have to beat 2 guys on the fence. And the way they set fields at the start made it pretty obvious where they were going to bowl, so it made my job a lot easier in that first 6.
Is there something you'd like to do a bit more of, like in Victoria and stuff, and over in future cricket as well?
Yeah, I would, but most of the teams that I've played in have had very standard openers. They've had guys that, if they're not opening, they're either batting at 7 or 8, or there's no point in probably playing them in the middle order. And I suppose with the way I play my shots and can play different areas of the ground, it's sometimes nice in one-day cricket to have that option later on in the innings. And but yeah, batting the top is somewhere I'd love to bat, but most of the teams I've played on, the opportunity's just not there.
You said Finchy was talking to you during the drinks breaks, and obviously you're aware of it, 156, and couldn't get the strike there in the last over. That's sort of an amusing little sideline there. What was the discussion between you and Travis, I guess, in the last over?
Well, I spoke to Travis. I said keep trying to hit him for 6, but I got a hold of him last time. I don't think he knows where to bowl to me. He goes, yep, that's fine. I'll get you on. If I can't hit it for 6, we're getting a single. I said, yep, no worries. And the first one, I pulled up a little bit sore, and then tried to run as hard as I could for 2 the next ball. So, no, it was at a stage where we have 260 on the board. You know you're probably not going to lose, so you can have a bit of fun out there. And I think we'd put on 120 off about 42 balls or something like that. So it was a lot of fun out there.
But I mean, were you sort of hoping you'd get the strike back?
Oh, definitely. He'd been telling me at every possible chance that I was going to beat his score, and he said, you won't get my 16 sixes, but you'll get my score here. And I knew it before I went out there anyway. He's told me about 300 times, having to live with him, so I had to watch the highlights every day at home. So might have to put something else on his phone now.
Obviously been a sort of slightly frustrating year for you, losing your spot in the one-day side recently. What sort of satisfaction does it provide you bouncing back as you have today, and a little bit also on the frustration of the year so far for you?
Yeah, it hasn't been all smooth sailing. It started off really well, and then had a bit of a lull through end of January, start of February, and came back really well in the South Africa T20 series, and felt like I did my job well in the T20 World Cup, where I was asked to basically control from, it was like the 11th to the 17th or 18th over to really provide some drive, and felt like I did that job really well the whole way through. And but yeah, West Indies was pretty disappointing. I felt like I was a bit out of luck there. I just couldn't get a break through that, and then to not be on the Sri Lankan Test tour probably hurt the most out of anything. I understood why they dropped me. I have no issues with that. yeah, the Test tour would probably hurt the most.
And how did it feel when you're up in the top end and playing those games against the development 11 and the A sides, and you really pull the trees up in that as well? Were you feeling a month or so ago that it was a fairly long way back to the heights you reached a couple of years ago?
Yeah, it's pretty demoralising, to tell you the truth. I wasn't really, I wouldn't say focused. I was quite focused for the games. I was ready to go, but it was pretty hard to get yourself up for those games from where I was at the start of this year. Having that innings at the MCG, and thought 2016 was going to be my year to break open world cricket, and then to sort of just drop off completely, I suppose, in the one-day format was really disappointing. That New Zealand series really hurt me a lot. And yeah, to probably do quite pitiful by my standards in the A series all the way through. I think tonight I beat my total runs scored in the 4 days, 1 day is all up, which is just an indication of how badly I went. So no, I hold pretty high standards for myself. When I do play that level, I expect to dominate it. I expect to score a lot of runs, and yeah, it's pretty average.
Thank you guys.
Did you take some sort of encouragement from this discussion following the Test here about subcontinental specialists for India, given your record in the subcontinent, most different open forms of cricket is pretty good. Do you see that as another opportunity that may be?
Yeah, but I'd like to think on the back of my 4-day form in Australia, I don't think it should matter where my tests are played. I wouldn't like to be pigeonholed as a subcontinent specialist, because I know how difficult it is, having been a part of the Dubai series, the Test series that we played against Pakistan, and the India Test series in 2013. I know how tough it is when you do come over here for Test match cricket, and to score runs in one-day cricket against a white ball in the subcontinent is totally different to facing a red ball when you've got 3 guys around the bat, 5 guys on the fence, and they're able just to plug away all day. It doesn't matter how many reverse sweeps before you hit, they're still going to be around the bat. As soon as you try and defend one will blow up off the wicket and take your gloves and you're out. And so I know how difficult it is. I know people go, he's made runs in subcontinent conditions in the one-day form, surely he can play in the red ball form over there, but it's not the same. So all my red ball runs have been made in either England or Australia. So on the back of that, I'd like to be picked in Australia.